Aaron and Mikasa, they both stopped believing a long time ago. I don't think it was because all logic and reason told them to. I don't think it was because it seemed irrational to believe such things. I don't think it was any of those things at all. After all, they always enjoyed it so much. Doing research about fairies and unicorns and dragons and mermaids. Anything that was magical and that adults said only lived in our imaginations. We wanted to find it. We wanted to prove that no, it isn't just in our heads. It's really here. Because it seemed like it would bring so much happiness to people. After all, creatures like those, creatures like you, stories always say that creatures like you are sources of joy, sources of wonder and excitement and magic. How could we not want to find someone like you? Prove to the world that there is something to be happy about. Aaron's parents, they were always fighting. They argued over his father's work schedule and how he never spent time with Aaron. Of course, nowadays, I think for him it actually started when he learned the truth. His father wasn't always at work. Sometimes he was visiting another woman. He'd met her before he married Aaron's mother. However, he never told Aaron's mother about her, or about the son that they had together before Aaron was born. Aaron found out in high school. Early on, actually. I think that was when he stopped believing. After all, when your world shatters like that and your entire perspective of your childhood is just torn apart, it's hard to hold on to something like that. And for Mikasa, her mother was, they were all affected by a great loss. About sophomore year, I think. Mikasa was absolutely devastated, and her parents, she was practically taking care of them, while she was also struggling to take care of herself. They were all just so distraught. I think she let go of the idea that something so good could exist. Back then, I can't blame either of them. But I have to know, does that really affect you the way all the stories say it does? I've read that if someone says genuinely that they do not believe in fairies, a fairy dies somewhere. Their light goes out, they lose their ability to fly, something along those lines. No matter what it is, something bad happens to you. Is that true? It isn't true? Really? You're not just saying that to make me feel better, are you? Oh, thank everything that is magical and mystical and wondrous. Oh, I don't know what I would have done if that were true. After all, if Aaron and Mikasa said it, they have said it before. Out of anger, out of pain, out of grief. They've said it, and it sounded like they meant it, and I know that they want to believe so badly. And I know that they would be absolutely heartbroken if it turned out that them saying that had affected a fairy somewhere in the world. Especially if it had been one of your friends. But since that isn't true, I don't know how they all could have just disappeared. Especially leaving only you behind. Can you tell me again exactly what happened? You were helping a few bees find their way to a flower patch? That makes sense. When you returned, everything was quiet? Even the animals seemed like they were holding their breath. You called out and no one responded? You looked through all of their houses. You have houses? Sorry, I'm asking questions that have no place in this conversation right now. You checked all of their houses and no one was there? It looked like they had all packed up and left. In a hurry, too? That doesn't make any sense. If something was wrong, they would have tried to find you. That's what friends are supposed to do. And if something had been wrong, even if they couldn't find you, surely they would have called for you, they would have shouted for you, or hell, maybe one of them would have been brave enough to try and come back to find you. Because surely they would have known that you would return to the fairy village. That you would have been confused and distraught and absolutely terrified beyond belief. They would have known that. And they would have tried to make sure you wouldn't have to go through that. They would have tried to keep you safe. But at the same time, if it looks like they packed and their belongings were gone, everything that was crucial to their survival and everything of sentimental value was gone. They couldn't have been taken against their will. After all, they wouldn't have packed, they wouldn't have taken their belongings with them if they were trying to run but got captured. It doesn't make any sense. And you were telling me that fairies have tight-knit communities. You all rely on each other. You all need each other to protect your home. They wouldn't just leave you. They couldn't, unless they believed that. Could they have thought? Could they have somehow been under the impression that, assuming there was danger, it had already gotten to you? No? Why is that? Your wings tingle when other fairies are nearby? That's certainly convenient and not at all strange whatsoever. Oh, it's kind of like that sensation where a human, even if they have their eyes closed, they can kind of feel when someone else is in a room with them. Oh, it sounds a lot less strange when you compare it to that. And it sounds a lot less uncomfortable. After all, if your wings were tingling whenever another fairy was around, I imagine that would cause some difficulty with flying, similar to how tingling or pins and needles in one's leg causes difficulty standing or walking around. Okay, so they would have felt a pinch in their wings if something happened to you. And you would have felt the same if anything bad happened to them. If their light went out or if they were killed. So they knew that you were alive. They knew that you were safe and that you were alive. And you know that they're alive. I truly don't understand why they would have left. I don't understand why they would have abandoned you. I'm sorry. Oh no, please don't cry. Please don't cry. I didn't mean to say it like that. I didn't mean to make you feel worse about all of this. I'm so sorry. Hey, it's okay. Come here, it's okay. I know that neither one of us understands this, and we have so few clues to go off of, but we're going to find them, okay? We are going to find them. They're still alive. And right now, that is good. That is an amazing piece of information that we have. They're still alive. Which means we can find them, we can save them, and we can bring them home. We can make sure that they get back to you. We can make sure that they're never forced to leave this place again. Do you understand me? They're alive. And you have me now. You have me, and I am going to call Aaron and Mikasa, and I'm going to tell them about this because first of all, they both need a bit of happiness in their lives again. And second of all, the more humans we have, the larger an area that we can get to. We can spread out, we can look everywhere, in every forest in this city if we have to. No matter what it takes, we are going to find them. Do you understand me? Of course, I mean it. Of course, I'm serious about this. I have dreamed all of my life about creatures like you existing. I've hoped, I've wished on shooting stars, I've wished on eyelashes, on birthday candles. All I ever wanted was for creatures like you to be real. If I can help you get your friends back, there is not a chance in hell that I would give up on that, that I would say no to that. Not a chance in hell. What's hell? Oh, we'll talk about that later. The point is, I'm going to tell Aaron and Mikasa, and the three of us are going to help you. We are going to figure this out. We are going to find them. If they're still alive, we will find them. I promise you that.